Sleep is one of the most important parts of bodybuilding and is what has helped me get from this point to this point in just a couple of years. Sleep, you know exactly what sleep does, but it improves your hormones, your recovery, energy, focus, blah, 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 blah. In this video, I'm going to explain how I got from this point to this point, exactly the steps I implemented to get perfect sleep. So, just to begin with, bedtime does not equal sleep. I just want to get this point across. The amount of time you spend in bed does not equal the amount of time you sleep. So, say for example, you went to bed at 12 o'clock, right? Lots of teenagers do, they go to bed at 12 o'clock and they wake up at 6 a.m. for school, right? You'll be thinking, I'll get 6 hours of sleep, right? I'm gonna get 6 hours of sleep. But you're in bed for 6 hours, which doesn't necessarily mean you're going to get 6 hours of sleep. And what this actually looks like is you get about 4 hours sleep. Right, so you think you're getting 6 hours a day, and you're like, yeah, I can function on that. When really you're getting 4 hours, and you got like bags under your eyes, and you can't focus in class, and you're like trying to fall asleep and stuff in a test. You need to focus on spending more time in bed. So just as an example, I've got this little tracker thing on my wrist. I got a watch, and it tracks your sleep. And these are the past few days. So Wednesday, Thursday, and it's Saturday today. And this is the first time since I've been wearing this where I've actually got 8 hours of sleep. I stay in bed for 9 hours every single day. I wake up at 5:30 every single day in the morning, and I go to sleep at 8:30. But you can see the times varied a little bit on the time I went to sleep. So 8:40 last night, 8:53 on Thursday, 8:35 on Wednesday, and you'd think, yeah, that's pretty much, you're gonna get like 9 hours of sleep because you're in bed for 9 hours. I wake up the exact same time, 5:30 every single morning. Yet for some reason, there's literally an hour difference here. I went to bed 13 minutes later and I had an hour difference of sleep. How does that even work? Well, that's because, first of all, when you're lying there in bed, sometimes it takes you a while to fall asleep. I spend ages falling asleep. I don't know why. Sometimes I can just go off like that, but sometimes I can't. So you can see here it took me 50 minutes to fall asleep, but here it took me an hour 22. Why? I don't know. Maybe I was just like hyper that night for just some reason, like I'd just eaten some fruit or something and there was a bit of carbs in my bloodstream. I don't know. Obviously I went to bed a little bit later than that, but it does actually make a difference, and I'll get onto that later. But you can see I have a lot more deep sleep. I have more deep sleep on this than I did on this. But then I have double the amount of REM sleep. That's where you have dreams. In comparison to this, so sleep is very, very inconsistent. So if you're only getting 6 hours of bedtime, then the chance of you actually getting 6 hours of sleep there's just no chance, right? So it's very, very important to get optimal sleep, and I'll teach you exactly how to get it. But just before that, if you want to improve things like your sleep to optimize muscle so that you don't fall asleep in tests, I've got a program linked in the description that you can check out. So how do you actually get good sleep? Well, there's lots of different things you can do. You can get like blue light filters, and you can get like loads of things for your bed that turns it cold and stuff like that. You don't really need to focus on that. These are literally the only things I do. I do like meditation and stuff and journaling before bed, but I don't think that's very necessary. I just turn on the night light on my phone, so on this phone, or I have a night light on my computer as well. Literally just go into the settings, turn it on, schedule it for like an hour or two before you go to bed. So I turn it on 2 hours before I go to bed and max that baby out, right? Go to full intensity. And after a while, you just won't even notice it, right? And obviously don't be on your phone like an hour before bed. In that time, I normally read, journal, meditate, blah, 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 blah. So I'm not actually staring at screens. It's just like the basic stuff. But if you can nail the basic stuff, then that's all you can do, really. That's literally all you can do. But as I said before, back here, when I said that this was 14 minutes difference from this, you have to be in bed within a 15-minute window. So say I aim to get to sleep or get into bed at 8:30 every single day, so I have 9 hours of allocated bedtime. That's what you should do. So whatever time you wake up, go to sleep 9 hours before that. If you go over more than 15 minutes ahead of or even before your bedtime, then that can massively mess you up. You see, sleep duration, so how long you sleep, isn't actually as important as sleep consistency. So if I go to bed at 8:30 every single day, I need to consistently do that. So I can't go 8:30, 9 o'clock, 8:15, 8:25. You know, I've got to be as specific as possible. So I've tailored my routine so at 7 o'clock I, you know, turn off all screens and everything, and I start journaling, meditating, reading, blah, 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 and then I know that I'll get into bed by 8:30 because I've completed all my tasks and everything. Look, there's my little habit tracker right there where I do all like my daily habits before I go to bed and everything. And so I've got like a nighttime routine, you know, as people call them online. But that's actually super important because you need to have this 15-minute window. So if I go back up to here, you can see I got into bed within 10 minutes of my usual bedtime, and here I got into bed within 5 minutes. So that's very good, and you can see I got better sleep on those days. But here I just went what is that, 13 minutes, 23 minutes, something like that. Maths is great, 23 minutes. And my sleep score was terrible. So literally, if you get into bed within 15 minutes in this short little window, then that's all you can do. Just implement these steps, like putting on your night light, and don't eat like loads of, I don't know, carbs or something before you go to bed. And if you get into bed at the same time every single day, that's all you can do. And at that point, none of this is in your control, right? So you've optimized everything that you could do, and then you just gotta leave it up to, do I get to sleep tonight, right? That's the way I look at it. So if I get into bed at 8:30 every single day, and I've done everything, like I've done the, you know, night light and everything like that, I've read, I've not eaten loads of carbs before I go to bed, then whatever my sleep score is, I tried my best. I can't do anything more than that, right? So we've sorted how to get to sleep, but how do I actually wake up at the same time every day? Because I realized that loads of people struggle with this, and it's just something I don't. I have never struggled with waking up. You might disagree with me, but when I wake up, I just go and get out of bed, and then that's it. Literally, when I'm sleeping, it just, alarm goes off, and then I'm like, and that's it. And I'm out of bed. It's like, how do people struggle with that? I understand it, but I also don't understand it. So this is literally it. This is the only thing that I use to get out of bed at 5:30 a.m. every single day. I've been doing it for years. This is my bed right here. So if you can imagine me just like taking a nice little nap in here, or well, sleep. I wake up, well, the alarm goes off. I have it set at 5:30 every single day, but that's basic. The alarm goes off. I get up out of bed, walk over, my phone is here with my alarm. I turn the alarm off. I'm done. I'm out of bed. So can you see what's the most important part here? What most people would do is have their phone here on the table. So at that point, you can really easily just press the snooze button, or you can press stop and just scroll on your phone for hours. But where's mine placed? Across the room. So I physically have to get out of bed and walk along this, you know, little bit of floor right here, all the way over to my chair, where I press the stop button, and at that point I'm up. And all I need to do, literally, right, so that's the chair right there. All I need to do at that point is just sit down here, and I'm already working. Genuinely, I'm not even joking when I say this, within 5 minutes of waking up, I am working. I'm working on my computer. I made this video within, well, I didn't today, but normally I'd make these daily videos within 5 minutes of waking up. How insane is that? You can imagine, say you need to, I don't know, study for a test, or you want to make your first YouTube video, or you want to plan something, or whatever. The big task that you need to do, within 5 minutes of waking up at 5:30 a.m. in the morning, while everyone else is asleep, you can get that big task done. I know this hasn't really got much to do with the gym, but if you wake up at 5:30, you can eat your first meal. You can eat 2 meals by the time your mate has woken up. So you've already got all the calories in for the day. And obviously, if you get good sleep, then that promotes all this stuff like hormones recovery, blah, 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 blah. So it optimizes your sleep. And I've heard that apparently getting bad sleep is like brain damage, which I can believe. So like the effects of bad sleep are the same as brain damage. So how is your body supposed to function if you don't get sleep? Because your muscles aren't built in the gym. They are built when you are sleeping. They are injured when you are in the gym, and then they recover better and bigger while you're asleep. So you want to get the most amount of sleep as possible. So using all that, that's literally it. So do these few little things like the 15-minute window. This is your actionable step right now. Plan exactly what time you're going to go to sleep and wake up tomorrow and today. Set the alarms, and that's it. Just make sure you wake up at that time. Make sure you go to sleep at the exact same time. And then when you wake up, just put it on the other side of your room, go over to it, turn it off, done. That's all you need to do. And as I said before, if you want to optimize all these things and get to the point that you want to get to so that you can wake up in the morning and start, you know, you could do a gym workout as soon as you wake up, literally within 5 minutes of waking up. You could be hitting that workout before all your mates do, and you can go, like, you know, walk into school, you've already got like a pump and that kind of thing. So if you want a step-by-step guide on how to improve literally everything, including sleep, including diet, including training, everything, blah, 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 down to the last minute detail, I've got a program in the description that will help you out. Click the first link in the description. I will see you over there. Good night.